Hello, welcome to the video. Hello, let me know if you can hear me. Today, we are talking about how you have what it takes to manifest your dream. You have what it takes. And this is an important thing for us to talk about because it's very common that people feel that they don't have enough, that they need to be smarter, or they need to be stronger, or they need to be faster, or they need to work harder, they need to know more, they need to clear more limiting beliefs in order to attract their dream. And that's actually not true. You have what it takes to manifest anything. And so today we're going to prove that in today's live. So, yeah, and please do let me know, especially if you're on YouTube, if you can hear me. Okay. It looks like it's working on my side. Cowlitz Bill, thank you so much. Good. We're good. Okay. And I'm also on Facebook today. So it looks like everything's working. If you've got questions, please go ahead and drop them into the chat. Any manifesting questions? I do see here I have a super chat here from Abundant Queen, and I will answer that in just a minute. But I want to jump in real quick with our first point. Okay, so again, the topic today is that you have what it takes within you already to manifest your dream. There isn't something else that you need to achieve or accomplish. And the reason why this is that it's not an accomplishing game. Okay, it's an energy game. It's an energy game. And it doesn't matter what your age is, what your status is, what your intelligence is, how much money you have. Those things are not relevant. The only thing that's relevant is your energy. And you are energy. Okay. So that's the only thing that matters. And so to prove this first point here, I want to take a moment to talk about something that you may have noticed. Okay. If you look into your reality, you may have noticed that sometimes there are people out there who are attracting really interesting things. So, lots of money or lots of fame, lots of success. And the automatic assumption is usually that if somebody is attracting lots of fame or money or success, that they are super, super smart. Okay. They have that. They have that going on for them. But have you ever noticed that sometimes there are people out there who have a lot of success, or maybe they have the best job in the company? Maybe they got the promotion. Maybe they're famous, but they're not that bright. Okay. And I'm not saying that to knock the people. I'm just saying we see these things sometimes where you can find somebody who's not intelligent at all, and yet they are attracting things that other people are using a lot of brain power to get. And so when you see this, this is a really great example of how you don't have to be something to attract something. When you see somebody like that who's attracting, even though maybe they don't have the credentials, they don't have the intelligence, they don't have the background, but they're still getting the promotion, or they're still getting the fame, or they're still getting the success, you have to understand that that person is really just keyed into their energy. For whatever reason, they have positive expectations that it's going to work out for them, and it does. Even if they don't have the intelligence, even if they don't have the money, even if they don't have the background. Okay. And so this is the first piece of evidence I want to put forward to help you out, because I know for the big dreams, the things that you really want, there's a good chance that you have this lingering thought that you need to be something else. You need to accomplish something more. You need to do something more. You need to be more than you are. But that's not the case. This is an energy game. It's not an action game. Okay. And again, today's topic is all about how you have what it takes to manifest right now, exactly as you are. And today I'm on both Facebook and YouTube. Looks like everything's working. Hi, Tandy Tam. How are you? Over here on YouTube, hello, Conscious, Cowlitz Bill, Nicholas, Blogger XO, my lovely assistant Mary is here today. Guillaume is here today. Shelby, hello. Queen, hello. SB Garden, Susan, Ken, Sadia, hello, everybody. Nice to see you. And I do want to grab this super chat real quick. So I have a super chat from Abundant Queen. Here's a question. And again, if you've got questions, drop them into the chat. Hi, Andrea. I am recently divorced. Glad it is over. It is for the best, but I can't seem to get over the grief of the loss of my ex husband and release all of the negativity. What do you suggest? Well, first of all, thank you for the super chat. Looks like it's your first one. Thank you. Okay, so for this, like if you ever have like a breakup or a divorce, like a relationship is over and you need to move on, but you're struggling with something like this. Okay. So there's grief, or maybe you're harboring feelings of loss, or sometimes feelings of resentment towards the other person. And you know that you want your vibration to be higher, right? But it's hard to kind of get out of that. Okay. So that's the basic question. So for this, a couple things. The first thing I would say is that, okay, so the grief of the loss. A lot of times, what we think about when a relationship ends is the loss. What did we lose? Okay, so I lost the person, I lost the companionship, I lost my identity, I lost something. Something was lost. So, what you want to try and think about when these thoughts come up is, what did I gain? Okay, what did I gain? And so, what I mean by that is, maybe you lost a partner, maybe you lost a husband, but you gained some clarity on what you want in a relationship. You gained a new opportunity, a new chance, a new chapter of your life. You've gained a lot of experience. Anything that you gained in that relationship that you learned or grew from, focusing on that will be very helpful. Now, another thing is, understand that if somebody was in your life for a long time, then thoughts of them are going to be common. Okay, so when we have somebody in our life for a long time, we're very used to thinking about them, and thoughts attract thoughts. So when the person goes away, we're still naturally going to be thinking about them. And so you're not doing anything wrong if you're having feelings of thinking about this person. That's going to happen for a period of time while it dies down. You can accelerate the the separation from those thoughts with a couple of things. One is, try to get rid of any memorabilia of that person. So any pictures of your ex, any mementos, any things that you shared, you don't have to throw them away, but put them away. Get all of that out of the way, because the less stuff that's around that triggers memories of your ex, the less that they're going to come up, the easier it will die down. When the thoughts come up, acknowledge, okay, we were around each other for a while, so it's natural this would come up. That's okay. What did I gain from this? Okay, immediately redirect into, what did I gain from this? And that will flip it from feeling loss and negativity to starting to associate, I benefited from this relationship in the end of it. And then you feel better. Okay, so those are my top suggestions for that question. Thank you for asking. Benoit, I'm the president of New Hells Angels East Side Montreal chapter, but want to stay humble, legal, social work oriented, political, and diplomatic work. And I'm thankful, fan, and grateful towards your positive reinforcement for years. Well, thank you. Thank you for your kind words, Benoit. Hells Angels, that's cool. Awesome. All right, guys, again, if you got questions, please go ahead and drop them into the chat. Be happy to answer as many of those as I can. All right, so the next thing that I want to talk about today, again, we're talking about how you have what it takes already to manifest the things that you want. And my first point was really that you're going to see evidence of people getting things who don't technically on paper deserve them. And I'm using the word deserve loosely, but we put this out there that you have to be a certain level of intelligence, have a certain amount of status, a certain amount of this to attract things. But there are lots of people out there who are attracting things, and it's baffling how they got them. And the reason why it's baffling is because they didn't use all of those things. They just use their energy, because it's an energy game. You are energy. Okay. So because you are energy, you can attract. You don't need to do all the other stuff. You don't need to have all the other stuff. Our next point here I want to talk about has to do with work. Okay. So there's a lot of thought out there, and it's very common that you have to work hard to get results. And this bleeds into manifestation and when people want to manifest. So as we're raised, We are taught the value of work ethic, and we are taught that you need to stick with things. So like when you were a kid in school, you were expected to stay in your seat and work. And if you didn't do those things, you got punished. All right. So you really had that reinforced to you, most everybody, that you need to work hard and stay focused. And so this bleeds into when people learn about the law of attraction. This is one of the main reasons it's hard for people to let go and allow and trust, is because they have this conception that they have to work. They've been told it their whole life. They've been punished when they haven't done it. Okay. So I want to make the clarity and the distinction here with work, because you do not need to work for your manifestations. You don't need to work for them. All right. So when people tell you that you need to take work or you need to take action, this is a misconception. Okay, so we can take action. Action's fine. We're living here in a 3D world. We like taking action. Okay, we like taking action. And when you take action, action is for the purpose of having fun with your reality and putting you in alignment. That's the purpose. The purpose of the action is not to get the results. The purpose of the action is to have fun. So if you think about this, I'm going to give an example real quick. Um, you guys know I like going to the gym. I will often get the question, why are you so dedicated? How are you so dedicated? Because I go every day and I'm there for a long time and I'm all the time. You're so dedicated. You work so hard. No, no, that's not what's going on. I like going to the gym. I have fun when I'm at the gym. I'm in a state of flow when I'm at the gym. Okay. That's what gets me to the gym and helps me enjoy the gym and gets me the results from the gym. It's not hard work. I'm not in there stressed out about it. So I want you guys to think about this. When you're taking action, that's what you want to do. You don't want to take action. You want to take passion, not action. Okay. So when you're taking action in your reality, it's not about work, it's about flow. You want to combine these two things for optimal state to manifest the things that you want. You want to cultivate a state of flow paired with momentum. That's what you're looking for. Okay. So if you can get into flow state with what you're doing, enjoying the activity, and build the momentum of it, you can get your energy clipping really high where you attract results. Where people are screwing up is that they're going in and they're working hard trying to make it happen and they're not having fun. They're having the hard work experience, which lowers their vibration and keeps them away from the things that they want. Okay, so I want to make that distinction because I get a lot of questions about letting go and, how do we do that? And what does action have to do with it? Okay, why is it that I don't need to be taking action, Andrea? It's not that you can't take action, it's that the definition of what action is has been misconstrued. It's not about hard work. Hard work is the opposite of what you want to be doing. Okay, it's passion, being in passion with what you do. Okay, we got another super chat here from Miss Monica. Monica, I asked about moving and fighting roommates last week. Now I need a new place because my rent is going up. I don't know what to do. I work 4 jobs now. Okay. So you need a new place because your rent's going up. I don't know what to do. I work 4 jobs now. So it sounds like you're kind of in a bit of a quagmire with the energy of that situation, right? This happens, especially if we've been fighting with the roommates. Okay. So now we're feeling the stress and the chaos and it's all kind of going crazy. So it's okay. It reminds me of when I was younger. So when I was young and I had roommates, this was years ago, but I had kind of the similar thing going on. I was working multiple jobs. I did not have a lot of money. I had a lot of stress, um, issues with roommates, and always kind of worried. Okay. So what we want to understand is that in this situation, we're responding to the chaos. And it sounds to me, if you've got 4 jobs and chaos with the roommates, there's a lot of attention to trying to fix problems. You're probably moving pretty fast. You're probably hustling pretty hard, is what I'm going to take a venture at saying. And it's normal to feel that way because when you are perhaps you don't have the money or there is stress or problems, there is that belief structure again that we need to work hard to make things happen. And so, what will frequently happen is that the person will start working harder. They will take on more jobs, they will try harder. Okay. What you want to do though is flip that energy. And you want to find the optimal energetic state to move throughout your day. Because if you're hustling, going from job to job to job, fighting with roommate, this is kind of the energy that's going on. Okay. And now, because of the law of attraction is going to mirror your energy. So it's going to bring back to you more problems, more stress, more anxiety, more fights. So, what you want to do is you want to find a comfortable way to move throughout your reality, understanding that setting the pace is going to change the pace of what's going on. Okay. So, if you've been rushing around, I want you to slow down a little bit. I don't want you to slow down all the way, but I want you to find the optimal level of effort's the wrong word, but movement and activity. Okay. So, instead of racing and instead of laying on the couch, what kind of energy is going to help you feel productive and in the zone? How fast would that be walking? How fast would that be talking? How fast would that be working? Find that pace and stick to it. If some kind of distraction comes up, or some issue at work comes up, or a roommate wants to fight, or whatever, make sure you stay at that state. Don't talk faster or louder or crazier. Stay at that state, because what will happen is that you will put out to the universe, I'm moving at my own pace and everything's going to work out at my own pace. That will allow this chaos to start to die down. And when the chaos starts to die down, ways are going to be made for you. It just sounds to me, it really reminds me of when I was younger and I was going through that. I was moving really fast, trying to put out all the fires, and I was just attracting to myself more problems. And we want to avoid that. So just work with that energy hack. Okay. Oh, we got another super chat here from Peace. Dear Andrea, in your opinion, what is the best way to change a core belief? Thank you. Well, my favorite way to change a core belief is simply to identify the opposite and look for evidence of the opposite. Okay, so let's say that your core belief is um, I'm a victim, or I'm not in control. I'm not in control. Somebody else is in control. That's the core belief. Well, the opposite belief is I am in control, or I do have control. Okay, so that's the new belief. So we first need to identify what is the opposite belief. So the core belief I want to change is I'm not in control. The opposite of that is I am in control. Now, once you know what the opposite belief is, you can affirm it, but a better way to go about it is to ask yourself on a regular basis, how am I in control? I might recommend writing that down every morning, asking that question of yourself, maybe in a journal. How am I in control? And see how many answers you can come up with. Oh, I'm in control of what I wear. I'm in control of what I eat. I'm in control of how I tie my shoes. It can be very trivial at first, but the idea is we're collecting evidence that I am in control. I am in control. What will happen is over time that will build. Okay. And so you'll start to attract to yourself more reasons that are evident to you that you are in control. And once you collect that evidence, the mind will shift and believe that. So that's my favorite way to do it. There are other ways, but that's my favorite way to do it. All right. Again, today, guys, we're talking about you have what it takes to manifest your dream. If you've got questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. And a quick shameless plug. You guys know I've been working on a program, and I just wanted to let you know that that will be going live very soon in just a few weeks. It is my letting go program called Relax and Detach. So, if in my experience, letting go is the thing that most people struggle with when it comes to manifestation, particularly with their big dreams. And a lot of times people are afraid to let go, or they're very frustrated with letting go. Also, there's this sense that how am I supposed to trust that this is going to work out if I just let it go? And so this program that I've been working on really addresses these core questions about letting go and detachment, and it's geared to help you become a detachment master, where you can just put dreams out without getting attached in the first place. And in addition to that, if there are things that you are currently attached to, I'm going to show you a bunch of exercises to release those attachments so that you can let go, trust, and allow your manifestation to come. Like I said, that course will be going live very soon in just a couple of weeks. If you wanted updates when that course goes live, or if you would like the coupon code, because when it goes live, I'm going to be offering it for 50% off. If you'd like any of that, please make sure to go ahead and click the link that is in the chat. I know my assistant Mary has popped that in there for you. You can get signed up and get those notifications as they come in. All right. So that's that. That's the business. All right. So let's move on here. Let's move along. Curious which lipstick I'm currently using. Ooh, so it's a combination. It's Anastasia. The color I don't know, but the lip gloss I got sitting here is Anastasia too. Anastasia Sunbaked. That's right here. It's good. That stuff's it's good. Lasts. Power plus nature. You've been helping me learn to let go of my blockages big time. Something pretty cool just happened. I found a lottery ticket that wasn't scratched off when I was leaving the grocery store and won 20 bucks. Look at you go. Yeah, money can pop up anywhere. I like that. Good job. Someone's in alignment with manifesting money. Star. Hi, Andrea. I've been cleaning out my wardrobe, getting rid of things I don't use, and moving things around. I've got an urge to do so, feel like a change or something new is coming. Is this a sign? Well, it's a sign that your energy's speeding up, is what I would say. So sometimes you kind of get that where you kind of get moving and then you look around like, I want to clean this, I want to do this, I want to put things away. I would say it sounds to me like you've been raising your vibration. So it's a sign of that. When you suddenly kind of get that feeling, oh, I'm ready for something new, and you're kind of moving, I like seeing that. It's nice when things pick up like that. All right. Again, guys, today we are talking about you have what it takes to manifest your dream. Okay. And again, we're talking about this because very frequently people feel that they need to do more or be more in order to attract the things that they want. And that's not the case. It's not about action. It's not about all of your credentials or your licensing. There's none of that. That's not what it's about. It's energetic. Again, remember, there's plenty of people. If you look, when we talk about looking for evidence to change beliefs, look for the evidence because you're always going to see that there are people who are total anomalies who have no business having the things that they have on paper, but they're still manifesting those things. Why? Because it's not about any of that. It's about their expectation and their energy. They simply believe things are going to work out, and they do. All right. So that's an important thing to understand. The other thing to understand is that a lot of times you think you need to work hard to get what you want. You do not. It's not about working hard. Okay. It's really not. It's about being in passion. Again, it's an energy state. So I really want you to get in your mind that you don't need to be working. Work is not a bad thing. Taking action is not a bad thing, though. We're here to take action. If we were just laying around on the couch all day, it would be no fun and we wouldn't be in a good vibe. All right. So the purpose of the action is for having fun and enjoying what you're doing and putting you in the energetic state to attract. Okay. So don't take action, take passion. Okay. That's what we're trying to do. You don't need to work hard, you just need to have fun. Okay. This is asking so much, isn't it? All right. So for our next state here, our next point here kind of goes along with the last one. It is easier to manifest. It is easier to manifest your dream than it is to not manifest your dream. I want you to think about that. It is easier to manifest my dream than it is for me not to manifest my dream. Do you know why that is? Have you ever noticed this? When you manifest the things that you want, that they come easily, there's a sense of peace, a sense of calm, all is right in the world, no big deal, comes out of the blue. When you're not manifesting your dream, what's going on? I'm working hard, I'm stressing out, I'm putting my nose to the grindstone. Not manifesting your dream is harder than manifesting your dream. So the fact that you're not manifesting your dream, if there's a dream you're not manifesting, means you're working really hard. You're trying. Maybe you're journaling a bunch. Maybe you're strategizing a bunch. Maybe you're taking a lot of action, but you're working way harder than you need to be. All right. You don't need to be doing all that. It's supposed to be easy. And the evidence of this is all very clear when you look at how things show up in your life. Whenever things show up in your life that you want, I guarantee it's because in that moment you are relaxed and allowing. It does not happen in those moments when you're stressed. It never, ever does. And this is something we have to be cognizant of and aware of because we've all been taught the opposite. You've been taught to work again. Okay. You've been taught to try, but there is no evidence, none, to support that that's going to be what brings the dream into your life. So every time you see something show up that's positive, I want you to notice that it happened easily. I didn't have to do anything. It just came to me as I was because you already have what it takes to manifest. When you start trying to become more, trying to do more, what you are saying is, I'm not enough to have this. That's why the work doesn't work. I'm not enough to have this. I need to be more than who I am in order to get this. And because the law of attraction obeys you, it will not give you your dream because your behaviors and your beliefs are saying, I don't deserve this as I am. Okay. So always remember that it's easier to manifest your dream than not to manifest your dream. Okay. Always remembering that gets you off the hook a lot. That helps me kind of take it easy. When I start stressing about stuff, oh, oh, yeah, that's right. It's harder not to manifest. So let me just go chill out and take it easy. Got to remember that. Very important. And yes, guys, if you have not yet, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook. I like to come on and do lives every single week. I like chatting with you guys. So love to see you. Please join the team. And then also, if you are new to my work and you haven't yet taken my manifesting test, please make sure to do that. It is a free 5-minute test where you can put something out and watch it come back. And if you'd like to take that test, you can take it at manifestingtest.com. Again, that's manifestingtest.com. And I'm sure my assistant, Mary, will be dropping that into the chat if you want to take a look at that. But it's free, it's fun, and it will prove to you that you are the creator of your reality. Kenya over on Facebook. Thank you for the stars, Kenya. Good morning. What can I do when I feel like my energy is blocked? Well, it depends on what you're talking about here in specific, but what I would say is that when you feel like your energy is blocked, the best thing that you can do is just get back to basics. And what I mean by that is if we're saying that we feel that something is blocked, what we're saying is right now I'm trying to manifest this specific thing and it feels like there's barriers that I keep knocking into. Okay. So, and those barriers could be for a variety of reasons. They could be for beliefs. A lot of times they're just for your energetic state. So, getting back to basics is what I would recommend first and foremost. And what that means is just put the manifestation down for the day, just put it down, put it all down, and tell yourself, I've got one job today. And that's it. One job. The only job that I have today is to get into alignment as best I can. That's it. So, what does this mean? This means that today I'm going to focus on my energy, doing what I can to soothe myself, bring myself relaxation, help myself feel better. And so a lot of times when people are going through their day, they are doing this all backwards. So they are running through their day, trying to take care of a to-do list, trying to get to all the obligations, trying to do things the way other people want them to do them. And you want to do the opposite. The opposite is, what can I do right now that's going to bring me the most joy right now? And then give yourself permission to do that. Now, if you make that your one singular job for today, every day really, but for today in particular, for having this sense that our energy is blocked, what you're going to see is that you become singularly focused on that one goal. I want to feel better. That's it. So now I'm not entertaining any ideas about problems, stresses, worries. I'm focused on my vibration. It's like a form of active meditation. So, like when you're meditating, your mind focuses on one thing, like a sound or an image. Okay. It focuses on one thing and it clears all those negative thoughts so you can get back into your Zen place. That's what that does in your active state. If you're just focusing on what brings me joy now, you're not attending to all the blocks, all the clutter, and you're allowing your vibration to rise. When you are in a higher vibration, you will simply become a match to more positive outcomes, which will bring you confidence and boost you even more into believing that you can have the things that you want. So that's what I recommend today for you. Try that out. Hello, Rupesh. Hello, Judith. Awesome pieces of advice. Working hard versus enjoy and building momentum. Thank you so much. Happy and grateful to know you. Greetings and love from Hungary. Ooh. Thanks for joining, Judith. Thanks for the stars, guys. I appreciate it. Hi, Stacy. Your mantra: I'm fine. I'm always in the right place at the right time. I am divine. I'm aligned. I am worthy of abundance. I deserve abundance. I will help as many people as I can with my abundance. Thank you, Andrea. Yes, very good. Great mantra to be telling yourself every single day. All right, guys, again, remember today we are talking about how you already have what it takes to manifest your dream. Okay. Here's like my favorite newest piece of evidence. Are you at least 5 years old? How many of you are at least 5 years old? Show of hands. Okay, if you are at least 5 years old, you are clearly a good manifester. Because if you look around the world today, how much has the world improved? How many more technologies do we have? How many more conveniences have we created for ourselves in just the last 5 years? I want you to think about that. You are so good of a manifester that you live in a day and time where anything that you want is at your disposal. Any piece of information you want is at your disposal. There is a way for you to be helped with just about anything. Now, this is something I really think more people should be dwelling on. If you live in this time space reality where this is the stuff that's going on today, you manifested this world. This world is insane, absolutely insane. Look around at what you have created. Now, for me, it's pretty remarkable because I was born in the 80s. So I remember what the world was like back then. And the amount of effort and work that you had to do back then was obscene compared to what you have to do now. And if you're older than me, I'm sure it was even more obscene back in the 70s and the 60s and the 50s. So I really want you to think about that. I am such a good look at the world around me because you're the one that's creating your reality. If you're creating a reality where there's an internet, there's a mobile service, there's an AI, there's a chat GPT, there all this stuff that's going on, you are a magnificent manifester already. These things are completely inconceivable to the logical mind, and yet you have aligned with those and attracted those into your life. If this isn't amazing evidence for your ability to attract anything, I don't know what is. So that's something, if you ever start to doubt your capabilities, I want you to think about that. Look around at what's going on here that you have already aligned with. You did that. It's easy for us to think that's going on outside of us. Somebody else is doing that. No, no, no. You aligned in this reality. You did that. You could have aligned in any reality, in any dimension, anywhere, but you aligned into this one. That's wild. Okay. So you already are a spectacular manifester. Just from the simple fact that you are here with me today and we are experiencing the same world together, you are clearly a spectacular manifester. And you need to give yourself more credit for that. Stop giving the credit away to Elon Musk or whomever else and take the credit for yourself. You are a fantastic manifester already. Super important thing to remember, guys. Hello, Marianne. Hi, Bella. Hi, Veronica. Hi, Peter. Shelby, can I manifest many things at once? I feel like my focus is scattered and I'm not seeing any results. The opposite, in fact. Well, you are manifesting many things at once. So that's the first thing. So everything that's showing up, you are manifesting simultaneously. So sometimes I want to make that distinction because sometimes people think they can only manifest one thing at a time. And that's not true. You're manifesting lots of things all of the time. But when you say that your focus is scattered and I'm not seeing any results, it may be that you are consciously trying to manifest a bunch of things at the same time and that's feeling overwhelming to you, or that that's not possible. It's not possible for me to do all of that. And that's the case and that's what's behind it. Then yeah, you're going to see things slow down, you're going to feel scattered. And it's kind of like the energy thing I was talking about a minute ago over here. You don't want to be in a place where you're kind of going all over the place. Okay? So if I'm looking for stuff all over the place or worried about a bunch of different manifestations, now I am putting out a scattered energy. And if I'm putting out a scattered energy, what I will attract back is a reality that feels very scattered and all over the place. So lots of interruptions, lots of distractions, lots of things not getting done. That's what will happen. And so there is power in focus. That doesn't mean that you're restricted to manifesting just one thing. But again, what I was talking about earlier with that energetic balance, find that place in your day to day where you're moving along and thinking along at a clip that is comfortable and energetic, but not frantic. So we want to find that nice sweet spot. Okay. Aim for that more than trying to make any particular manifestations go well, because we want to get you kind of centered and balanced. And then in that place, think about whatever you want. It will be easier to manifest when you're in that state of being energetic but not frantic. Okay, so this is something I don't think I've heard any other teacher talk about too much. Um, we talk about getting your vibration higher or getting it lower, but there is kind of it's kind of more like there's a balance point. If you go too fast, you move into anxiety. If you go too slow, you move into depression. Okay, so we want to try and find that sweet spot where we have energy, but we're not frantic and we're not depressed. Okay, that's what we're aiming for. And the easiest way to do that is just to, again, manage how you're moving, how you're talking, the how quick you're doing tasks. When you do that, reality meets you there. It meets you in that state where things feel like they're clipping, but they don't feel out of control. I hope that makes sense. Veronica, I admire you so much. Do you offer coaching or one-on-ones? No, not currently. Once in a blue moon, I'll do them. So if you see me offer them, jump on them because it's not frequent. Just because I get so many of them, I get overwhelmed. But once in a blue moon, I will put them out, and I'll always advertise them when I do them. Ken, can you feel it on an energetic level if your manifesting blocks are dissolving? Yeah, yeah. You'll feel at ease. You'll feel calmer, less stressed. You'll feel like you'll feel like you don't care if it happens. That's the big one. You'll stop caring. That's the grand irony. You stop caring and then it shows up. Fitness fairy. How can more abundance come to me if I don't have passive income sources or know any wealthy people? I keep getting offered more hours at work, but I don't want to work more hours. I work enough hours. Well, so money can so you wanna start to notice where money does come from. So we had somebody else mention earlier how they found a scratch off laying on the ground that had not been scratched off, and they scratched it off and there was $20, okay? That's a random way that money can come, okay? And so I want you to notice that money does come in random ways like that. The more you start to observe the many different ways that money comes, the more that's going to ramp up in your reality. And you are going to naturally start to expect to see it in different ways. Most people have a fairly rigid way of looking at where money comes from. Oh, Jacqueline. Oh, your Cowlitz Bill on YouTube? Okay. Thank you for the stars. Thank you so much. So, most people have a rigid way of looking at income. And what I mean by that is they look at it as one source. And it seems like you're trying to move from one source into understanding how it can come from multiple sources. So, what you really want to do is, again, you want to start to just notice the different ways that it does come. Because the more that you notice it, the more there's going to be of that evidence that comes into your reality, the more it's going to come into your personal reality, and the more that's going to drum up. The other thing is that whenever you get any money from outside of your job, from anywhere at all, appreciate it. Appreciate. Now, the word appreciate has a double meaning. Appreciation means give thanks, but appreciation also means grow. That's not an accident. So when we appreciate something, well, like when an investment appreciates, it grows. So I want you to remember that whenever you get anything you want, even on the smallest level, you want to give thanks and appreciate because that will appreciate what came in. So if you find a $20 scratch off, appreciate it. And then things like that are going to build up in your life more and more. So don't try and think of it as how am I going to get these passive streams of income? You will start to figure that out the more you start to notice all the ways that money is there. Because once you start to notice all the way that money is there, you're going to see it's all over the place. So it's easy to kind of get it from here, get it from there, get it from the next place. I hope that makes sense. All right. Moving right along. Eniko, hi from Romania. Thank you very much for your work. Your advice and ideas are very helpful. I am grateful to be a part of your work. I always look forward to your videos and live broadcasts. Thank you so much for your kind words, Eniko. Sadia, I am very positive to get a role that is a jump from what I do currently, but my husband is extremely negative. I feel depressed when he is around and got into lower vibes. How can I overcome this? Okay, so a role, a job doesn't matter what it is. Okay. Okay. So you want something and it feels like husband's in the way. I get this question a lot. I do. It's interesting. And I get it though, because, when you're around people, their energy does rub off on you. And that's a very important thing to understand. If you have relationships that are voluntary, so like people that are not stuck to you and those people are highly negative, the easiest route is just to back it up and not deal with those people. Okay, that really is the easiest route. But if you're married to said person, or if you live with somebody, or it's a familial situation, it does feel a lot more challenging. Like I can't just walk away because he lives here. Okay. So it's very important to understand that the people around us, what they think doesn't matter. What he thinks doesn't matter. You kind of have to get that in your head. In a situation like that, what he thinks doesn't matter. He does not dictate my vibration. Okay. Rather, when he's around, I respond in a way that affects my vibration. So when you look at it that way, you have a lot more control. It turns more into what's my response to this rather than he's doing this to me. Okay. So what he thinks doesn't matter. Got to get that through all of our heads. What anybody thinks doesn't have anything to do with what's going on with you and your reality. It's simply I'm responding to the reflection in a way that's negative. So the other thing is with your husband, and I talk about this a lot when it comes to these relationships, when you're dealing with your husband or with anybody who's negative, don't let them dominate the conversation. If he wants to be negative, you be twice as positive or you walk away from the conversation. Don't start conversations with him that you know are going to be headed down a negative track. This, by the way, is fantastic advice for any relationship. You ever know somebody that they're always complaining about something? But then you go to talk to them and then you ask them, well, how's this thing going that you know they're going to complain about? Don't do that. Okay. So, like, if you have a friend who always complains about their kids, don't ask them, how are the kids doing? Instead, ask them about how's work or how is your aunt or something that you know you're going to get a favorable response on. So use him as practice and look at him as energetic practice. He's helping you fine tune your ability to respond favorably and to manage the energy of the conversation. That way, look at him again, look at him as practice. So now he's serving a function. It's a good thing he's here because he's teaching me how to interact with people more positively and how to maintain my vibration rather than get your negative butt out of here. I don't want to deal with you. Okay. Because when we try to push him away, his negativity will stay active. I hope that's helpful. So Bisha, hope I said your name right. I'm grateful to and feel abundant when positive things happen to me. Then I get overwhelmed. What should I do? Yeah, so sometimes what people have, this is common, things start going well, and then you worry about when's the bad thing going to happen. So there's a common belief out there that things can only get so good. What goes up must come down. These are common things that we're told. If it gets good, what something else is going to go wrong. Something's got to go wrong now. And so there is kind of this collective belief structure that if things go well, you better watch out. Okay. And so that sounds like that might be kind of what's going on there a little bit. So what you want to do is you want to play with the idea that we live in an infinite universe. Things can get infinitely better. Maybe they're good now, but I only scratched the surface. Here's a phrase I like to use. I'm just getting warmed up. I'm just getting warmed up. So when things start to happen, I'm just getting warmed up. We're just getting going. Okay. Because then that reminds you there's further to go. Right? I didn't reach the top yet. The top's up there. That's one of those things that'll keep your focus pointed here rather than when are things going to go bad. So I recommend that. Try that out. Every time things start going well, I'm just getting warmed up. I'm just getting started. I talked about this in the last live is that when you work with energy, and I talked about manifesting today. So if you go watch that live, it's on YouTube. It wasn't on Facebook. It's on YouTube. The main strategy with that is playing with momentum. So when things start going good, oh, okay, I'm building momentum. Well, let's see how much we can build this thing. Okay. That way you get on board with taking your vibration even higher, even higher, even higher. You can get infinitely higher. Okay. Oh, it just jumped on me. Shannon, the more I work with the law of attraction, one of the changes I see is that very often when I go to the store to buy a particular item, I'm able to get the very last one on the shelf. Normal. I, I like that. Yeah, I have a similar thing. Here's mine. Maybe do you guys have something similar to this? Here's one that I have that's kind of similar. If I show up somewhere where there's a line, like you're at the movie theater or you're checking out your groceries, whatever, there's supposed to be a line there, and I'll get in line. Maybe I'm the first one in or the second one in, and then all of a sudden there's a line out the door behind me. And I'll say, "Oh, I got here just in time. There's all these people." I think you're feeling lucky. I think that's what to me, that's how I feel. Oh, I got the last one. I must be lucky. I could be wrong, but that was the way I would interpret that. Is that maybe for you, it feels like, oh, I got here just in time. I'm so lucky. I got the last one. That's how I would interpret that. Guillaume, abundant queen gained freedom from her divorce. Yes, freedom. Freedom's priceless too, right? So she is indeed abundant. Good point. Jennifer, I can't seem to forget the three 3P SP? Specific person? I know he is mine, but when I visualize our marriage is fine, but my brain just seems to bring up images on Warren. How do I keep my brain in check? The 3D? Can't seem to forget the 3D? Might visualize it, but brain keep okay. I think what you're asking is that the 3D reality isn't jiving with my visualization, and therefore it's hard for me to stay centered on my visualization. I get that question a lot. How am I supposed to believe and trust when my reality is telling me this isn't going to work? Hopefully that's what you're asking. If that is what you're asking, the thing to understand is that if there's something that you want that you don't have yet, your reality is going to show you the opposite. Okay? So, the reason I'm saying that is that this is something a lot of people get frustrated with. How am I supposed to believe I'm abundant when my reality isn't abundant? How am I supposed to believe this relationship is going to work when this relationship isn't working? You have to understand when you want something you don't have, it means that it exists on a vibratory plane different from the one that you're at. So it is perfectly normal. It is perfectly okay. It is exactly the way it should be, the way it should be that your reality is showing you differently. Why? Because the thing I want is on a different vibratory plane. If I was on the different vibratory plane, it would look different. The reason why this is important to understand is it validates that I put this here. This reality right here, the one I'm trying to shift out of, I put it here rather than this is just happening to me and I have no control over it. So, whenever you guys feel frustrated that your reality doesn't match your dreams, remember, of course it doesn't. It's on a different vibratory plane. This is the reality I created. I did this. That's a lot more empowering than this reality is happening to me and I have no control over it, which is not true. Okay, it's not true. It is perfectly normal that your reality does not show you evidence immediately of the things that you want. Okay, that's why you want them because you're trying to get to a new plane. So you're not doing anything wrong. I hope that helps. Cowlitz Bill. Now I know it's Jacqueline. How do we get rid of resistance to taking action? I can get myself into a feel good state, but when it comes to income producing activities for my business, I don't feel like doing it, even though I should. First of all, you don't need to do anything. However, what I would say is that you do want to do something. I think you do. Okay, so here's the thing. I do want to do income producing activities for my business. I do want to work on my business. I do want to have fun with it. I do want that. Okay. Maybe I don't know the way right now, but you wouldn't even be asking this question, right? Unless you wanted to be doing that. So that's the first thing is like, even though I don't feel like getting off the couch right now, I know that I do want to be having fun doing these kinds of activities with my business. The other thing is feel good state. Okay. So the energy thing I was talking about before, use that with your business and use momentum. So you want to be in a feel good state. Good. We get that point. But we also want to be noticing building momentum and the energy. So if for whatever reason things have kind of stalled in business, there's inertia. When it slows, it slows. And it's like this with everything. Like if you fall off the diet, it's hard to get back on. Okay. If you fall off in business, it's hard to get back on because there's inertia, there's energy. Okay. So once the energy slows, it wants to stay wherever it is because of the law of attraction. So if things are kind of stagnant, and I'm feeling that, it wants to stay there. Okay. So you have to understand that there's going to be a pull to stay where you are energetically. So if I'm not really feeling it, I'm not really feeling it. And I'm just not really feeling it, and I'm not really feeling it. And that's the natural tendency. Now, instead of trying to go from there to I'm kicking ass in business, okay, what you want to do is you want to build the momentum. And the way that you're going to do this is by adding in energy, but allowing it to compound. So there are times that I don't feel like working either. And I might feel like I get into kind of that more stagnant place. And I know that I want to be doing income producing things. I want to be taking action. I'm just not feeling it. The energy's not there. Well, instead of trying to go from 0 to 60 like that, instead, what I'll do is I'll pick something small. I like to think of this as like stick and move energy. I think it's a boxing term. Do a little bit, stop. Do a little bit, stop. So maybe I'll go in and check my email, stop. Maybe I'll do one small little project that takes 5 minutes, stop. Maybe I'll make one phone call, stop, go do something else. Just do a little bit. Okay. Now, the nice thing about the little bit is that something small that takes 5 to 10 minutes, you can summon the motivation to do that. Okay. It's not going to be that hard. It's actually going to make you feel better because it's going to make you feel some energy rather than feeling stagnant. You're going to get a sense of accomplishment. And now you kind of got the momentum going a little bit. Okay, so you do a little bit, you stop, you do a little bit, you stop. And the analogy I like for this is like riding a bike. Okay, so when you first get on a bike, completely stopped, it's not moving. The first few pedals are kind of take a little bit of effort, but once you get them going, the pedals start going and they just start moving and it's not a problem. The bike basically rides itself. You can do the same thing in your business. But don't try to go from 0 to 60 like that. Instead, take the first few little pedals, okay? Look that it will just naturally start to pick up. And to make it go quicker, when you notice that you're feeling a sense of, "Oh, I'm doing this. I'm getting into this." Appreciate. "Oh, I'm appreciating this new energy I'm feeling." Remember, appreciation will cause that feeling to grow. That's what I recommend for that. Ooh, it's jumping. Fitness fairy. Wouldn't it offend money to call it my bee? But your brother wore that shirt and won. I'm so confused. I thought we were supposed to talk about money with respect so that it will like us. Ooh. You remember that. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that's not a very respectful thing to say about money, but I think the reason why that works so well is that it takes money off the pedestal. So the biggest problem that people have, in my opinion, with money is that they're putting money on a pedestal. Money is so important. Money's in charge of me. Money's in control of me. I need to bow down to money. Money gets plenty of respect in that regard, and way more than it should. So when you say money, and I don't want to swear, so money is my B. Okay, if that's what you say, that's what I told my brother. This is a story that they're bringing up that I talked about my brother. When you say something like that, and it was said in a funny way, I wasn't saying it like in a I hate money kind of way. The point of that is I'm the one in charge, not money. Money does what I want, not the other way around. And a lot of the law of attraction is really about taking back your power. Yes, we want to be respectful. Yes, we want to share love. Yes, we want to share appreciation. Yes, that's all important and well and good because it does keep you in a higher vibration. But if you don't feel like you're in charge, what will happen is that you will become victimized by your reality. If I don't think I'm in charge, now it means money's in charge of me. Or my reality, that the roommates are in charge of me, the boss is in charge of me, and now I'm a victim to whatever is going on in my environment and I can't change it. Okay, so that's why that particular motto works. I don't mean be disrespectful. I hate money. It's bad, derogatory in that way. That wasn't kind of the point. But I can see why you would think that because it's not the nicest of words. I'll give you that. Doing great advice as always from Miami. Ooh, fellow Floridian. Thank you for watching. Yeah, if you guys got questions, drop them in the chat. I'm gonna stay on for a few more minutes. Got a little bit more time, but I've told you guys about the lawn care, right? I hear them in the distance. They're coming. Hutchinson Media Group. Hi, Andrea. I hope this finds you during this chat. I'm having a hard time staying in an elevated frequency. My eyes are definitely a slave to the 3D. Any tips to get past that? Yeah, again, I mentioned earlier for a viewer on Facebook, one and only job. This is like one of my favorite things. You don't have to do this every day, but when you're not feeling it, when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling overwhelmed by life, take everything off of that list in your mind. I have one thing to do today, and it is to help myself feel as good as possible. That doesn't mean that you have to bail on work. It doesn't mean that you have to not pay your bills. it does mean that everything I'm doing, I need to be doing it in the way that's best for me. So if I feel like I have to go to work today, well, how can I go to work today in a way that's going to make me feel as good as possible? If I have to go to this meeting today, how can I do this in a way that feels as good as possible? So the focus of your day becomes entirely about your feeling. Okay. So that may mean leaving a conversation. That may mean wearing something different. That may mean eating because you're hungry or taking a break because you're tired. But everything I'm doing right now is to give myself a sense of feeling better. Okay. Because when we do that, that's what grows. And you will get into a state of momentum where it gets easier and easier and easier. Now, the other thing about that is that the earlier in the day you start, the better. So, like tomorrow, definitely, when you wake up, like spend some time. What can I do right now to feel a little bit better? Is there an outfit I could wear? Is maybe I could spend some time meditating or listening to some good music or journaling or watching something funny. Like, what can I do early in the day to get me really kind of clipping in a good mood and then let that build? And again, as you're feeling better, appreciate that you're feeling better. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. Then it gets better and better and better. It could spiral very quickly. Mood elevation is very, very simple. It's not hard. It just requires you to focus on it. Because if we do start to pick out the environment, we're attending more to everything else, we'll get knocked right back down. So you have to tell yourself, I have one job today. I've got one job because you know what you really do. Because once you get that one job ironed out, everything else falls into place. So we don't want to put the cart before the horse and go out and try and do all this extra work to try and get ahead because if we're not in a good vibration, it is a waste, a colossal waste of time. Okay. So whenever things are kind of going squirrely for me, I remember I got one job. One job. You do that one job well, everything else works out. Tim, so true. I didn't know how to stop stressing because my incoming money was not enough to live. I finally relaxed and let it go. 3 months later, my income money doubled. That's happened to me too. Stop caring and then money just shoots through the roof. That's not what they teach you in school, but that is the way that it works. Literally. T Sherry Baby. Hi, Andrea. I love you so much and can't wait till you start doing meet and greet or public speaking events. I'm so there. Never thought of doing that. That's an idea. Picket Music. Hi, Andrea, and thanks for all these love events. Even with 20 plus years of law of attraction work and refinement, I often have the opposite of what I want show up. Any advice? Yeah, I mean, because the opposite is what we're focused on, right? Because when we want something, it doesn't exist in our reality. And so by focusing on it, we zero in on the lack. This is why so there's so much content out there about like really force your dream into place by focusing on it, write it down, goals, that stuff's great if you've already built some momentum, okay? But when we're starting off and we really feel lack, focusing on the thing that we don't have causes us to reinforce the lack, okay? This is actually something I talk about a lot in the program I was mentioning before on letting go. Okay, so again, we'll go ahead and throw another link up for that. Again, I've got a course that's going live in just a couple weeks. It's called Relax and Detach, and it's about letting go. Okay, so this question kind of narrows in on this topic, and it really speaks to not letting the attachment start to begin with. Because a lot of times, the stuff that we're doing with the law of attraction, not all the time, but especially with the big things, is that we're getting so focused in on those that we're actually focusing on lack, which causes us to become attached to the lack, which causes us to manifest more of the lack. So that's something I really talk about in that program. Again, I think Mary's probably going to drop that into the chat. If you are interested, make sure to go ahead and click that link so you get notified when that program goes live. It will also be coming out with a 50% off discount code. So if you like the idea of getting over fear and frustration of letting go and learning how to trust that when you surrender, things are going to work out, it's a really good program for you to get the notifications for. All right. But for the answer to that question, yes, it's very common that we will focus on the lack and then we will attract from the lack perspective. And so the letting go is even more important in those cases. So again, I only have one job. Put it on the shelf is a good idea. Put the thing away. Stop trying to manifest that one thing. Go try to manifest something else that feels less resistant. Go narrow in on something else that you are seeing success with so that you stop focusing on the lack. Because a lot of times what will happen is if we just move our focus from the lack over to this thing over here that's working for us, now we got our vibration up because this thing's working. And because we're not focused on the resistance over here, it comes through to fruition. Okay. So in those situations, that's one of the quicker things that you can do. All right, guys, long guys are here. I don't know if you can hear them, but I can hear them. It's been nice talking to you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me on the chat and asking all your questions. I think that I will probably be live on Sunday. It is kind of a maybe because I have some things that are coming up. So if I'm not here on Sunday, I will be back on Thursday, both on Facebook and on YouTube. But check back on Sunday just to see if I'm here. As usual, my next lives will be at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Talk to you guys later.